just wanna have fun, clap my hands, turn around now and dance, dance, dance. I just wanna have fun, clap my hands, turn around now and dance, dance, dance. I just wanna have fun, clap my hands, turn around now and dance, dance, dance. I just wanna have fun, clap my hands, turn around now and dance, dance, dance. I just wanna clap, clap, turn around, dance, dance, dance. I just wanna clap, clap, turn around, dance, dance, dance. I just wanna clap, clap, turn around, dance, dance. I just wanna clap, clap, turn around, dance, dance. I just wanna have fun, turn around now, I just wanna have fun, turn around now, I just wanna turn around, dance, dance, dance. I just wanna turn around now. I just wanna have fun, turn around now. I just wanna now and
when the feeling is mutual, when both parties are really excited, when there's like these little moments of magic.
Feels good, it fits right. We don't move too quick. Got hers, I get mine. We say, ooh, that's it. Say what I feel is a fact. She said she feel it right back. Got sentimental, locked the momentum. Said what I meant though. Yeah, I got what I give, can't block what it is, and I'm not one to trip or flake. If the plot got thick and we got off script, I won't just dip, I stay. Let the incense float out and defenses go down. Let the pot get big. If I lost my chips, I'll process it and say it's alright. That's life. Let those cycles twist. When the highs go dip, then I go ride. Hold tight. That's a risk we take. It's a trip we ought to make, and it's alright. That's life. Let those cycles twist. When the highs go dip, then I'll go ride. Hold tight.
What's up, Goddess Gang? Today we are back with another video, and today is not just any video, you guys. I'm super pumped. Today is finally the release of the third judging panel, you guys. I have to tell you, honestly, at first I thought I was gonna be like super pumped getting on here like in good spirits, which I am, but the struggle has been real. So before I get into the video, I want to give you guys like a little real-time story, and after then I'll let you guys see everything. But before we do that, we got some special announcements, so let's get into those first. Okay, just so you guys know, we are on the 4th theme officially, so be sure to create your entries. I created a little inspo reel earlier, and I am feeling very inspired, so I just wanted to make sure I let you guys know. Now, if you guys see me look over, it's because I'm looking at my notes, you guys. Listen, on theme 1, which was color explosion, so theme 1, we had 6 entrants, okay? We had 6 entrants, and our panel member that we had on was Polly by Mickey, which was super awesome, and it was just, I love her. She's such a good, she's very insightful, and like she has very fair judgment, and she makes good points that sometimes I would never think of. So shout out to you at Polly by Mickey. We miss you, girl. And then theme 2, the minimalistic magic theme, we had 9 entrants, like literally. And Tips by Tony came onto panel. Tony had inserted an entry, and also I put in an entry, so that was really nice. I put in a few entries. That was super awesome to have Tips by Tony on, and she's a night owl like me, and she likes to drink coffee, so we really hit it off, and she had a lot of good points. And also I felt she was a very fair and optimistic person to have on panel as far as her perspective on everything. Now we're on the 3rd theme, which is opposites attract, you guys, and we had 10 entrants, and of course I entered We had a few people who have entered in all 3 themes so far, and then we had a couple of people that I was hoping to have on panel, but they weren't able to make it. So everything was like, I thought everything was kind of going smooth for the first time. I was like, I think that this is gonna go like super smooth. And then it just went like that, like over the course of one day. And I was like, okay, so I had to take a little mental break. Thank you so much for 2 tips by Tony for giving me a shout out on Instagram and just putting a little emphasis on how much work goes in on this stuff on the back end. And it truly does. And I thank all of you guys for your patience and your continued support. I'm super thankful to have you guys here. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to introduce our panel. We're going to see all of our entrants and judge them throughout. Like, we'll have an opportunity to really get a close look at all of our entrants, all of the art that everyone created. It was definitely, I think that there might have to be a 2.0 version of this challenge, because I feel like when you first experience something, it's kind of like overwhelming and you just kind of try to process it and you give it your best shot. But then when you look back, you're like, oh, I would have done this different. I would have done that different. At least I felt like that for some of my art in the previous theme, the minimalistic magic. Sometimes I just kind of like, my mind goes crazy and I just can't do anything. So I just do something and then I'm like, I think I could have done better. So I think in the future we will do a 2.0 version of this, and then we can look back on our previous versions and see maybe how the inspiration got a different reaction from us, or we produce different art based on whatever the theme is and how it makes us feel, if that makes sense, you guys. So anyways, I want to make sure I touched all the points. We're going to go ahead and introduce our judging panel, and we're going to review our judging criteria, and we're also going to review how scoring works. I do want to give you guys a quick update. You will see that essentially all of the scores, there's 2 ways to come up with the total score, and you can basically do some extra math and come up with a score that will be overall between, I believe, like 1 and 10 or whatever, depending. Some people had a lot of entries, so they ended up with a bonus score. I was luckily one of those. You gotta put them entries in, guys. Okay, anyways, so just pay attention to the scoring, but if it's confusing, just direct message me. I have all of the scores in a version where all of the participants can see. Everything is transparent, so that you guys are understanding everything. I tried to explain it as best as I could, but it's basically like 5th grade math, 6th grade math, where you add up all the scores. So whatever all the scores are, you add them up and then you divide them by however many panelists, and then however many criteria, and then however many entries, and then you come up with a base score. So sometimes you might see the scores in the big numbers that are not brought down, and then sometimes you might see them in the brought down numbers. But I think I'm just gonna go ahead and bring them down how we did in the first panel, simply because it seems to be less confusing for everyone. It just takes more math on the back end. So if you just bear with me, y'all. I'm working on it. Okay, so anyways, grab your popcorn, grab your coffee, and we're gonna go ahead and get into our judging panel. I love you guys so much. I'll holla y'all. Peace.
Down in the car, one time give it all, bust it open hard, let me see you drop. Get down in the car, one time give it all, bust it open hard, let me see you drop. I fucked up this Russell, baby, we hustle, but the open hard, let me see you drop. I fucked up this Russell, baby, we hustle, but the Get down in the car, one time give it all, bust it open hard, let me see you drop.
Goddess Gang, I'm right back, and I wanted to tell you guys before we get into our panel, I want to make some special shout outs to some of our participants because I'm very, very thankful and I'm super excited. Alright, you guys, so sorry I don't have my nails done, y'all. I'm gonna have them done soon. I promise. Alright, so I first wanted to shout out 𝑐𝑜𝑟𝑒.exotic. This is her first time entering and she did a really good job. I really loved your entry, girl. Thank you so much. Also, these three the next three entrants on the roster, these three people that I'm gonna name off, come here, girl. They have participated in all three themes so far. So that will be _masked nails _ that's her name, but I just call her masked nails. We have Anna's nails 90, Anna's _nails 90 or _90, and then we have Nemi's beauty, and it's just Nemi's beauty. All three of them have participated in each and every single theme so far, so shout out to you guys. If you guys have not been keeping up with your loyalty rewards, please be sure to, because we have special prizes at the end, and I'm going to be getting some sponsors for those by that time, you guys, so just stay tuned. Also, the next person on the roster is Dream Nails by Nikki. She went hard on this one, and she's been going hard on all of them along with Anna's nails. She's been going hard. Mask Nails, Nemi, all of you guys, I definitely recognize you guys. Also, I want to shout out Nails by Tipsy. Also, I accidentally was misspelling her name at one point, so please just forgive me, but she participated on theme 1 and I really loved her entry, so I want to give her a super huge shout out. Also, shout out to Lolux Nails Boutique LLC. I really love interacting with her on Instagram, and she just celebrated her son's birthday, so shout out to you guys and happy celebration. And then we have Chaotic Nails. She came back on and she put in lots of entries to make up for last time, because she had actually already created a lot of opposites attract themed nails, so you guys are gonna see that. And then of course we have Miss Tips by Tony. Shout out to you, girl. Thank you so much for joining. And I think I believe I mentioned everyone, but if I didn't, shout out, and we're gonna go ahead and get into our panel, guys. Be sure to drop comments down below. I love you guys so much, and be sure to follow me on Instagram so that you can continue to participate and be updated on all the themes. Without further ado, let's get into panel, y'all.
Skirt on, dip my body in glitter. Platform sneakers, all the boys want a picture. Foreign cars, I make rich look richer. Save your breath, baby, I'm not going home with ya. Mini skirt on, dip my body in glitter. Platform sneakers, all the boys want a picture. Foreign cars, I make rich look richer. Save your breath, baby, I'm not going home with ya. Mini skirt on. Foreign cars, I make rich look richer. Save your breath, baby, I'm not going home with ya.
Last thing, you guys, right into the quick story time. So I had not had anybody to get on panel because I didn't have enough backups, obviously. So I was like, I'm just gonna do the panel by myself. But originally I thought that I would have my lover do it with me because I thought that would be sweet, but I wanted him to be on panel with multiple other people, not just me and him. But that didn't work out like that. So then I was like, well, I'll just do it with him, it'll be fine. But then he like had a panic attack, like literally he was so nervous and he's just like feeling pressured, and I'm like, it's not that big of a deal, it's just about the art. And so it made me like realize how people probably really feel about joining something like this. And I know it seems scary, but he gave it his best, and so did I under that kind of pressure. But long story short, during the process I was like, oh well, I don't want to do it, like forget about it, I'll do it on my own tomorrow. And I undid my setup or whatever so I could shut everything down. Well, then when I went to go do my sound check, when it was time to film, because he finally was like, oh, no, I'm gonna do it, then yeah, the mic wasn't set properly. It was set to record the audio from the device instead of the mic, and so you guys are gonna notice that the audio is not all that quality. But On the next theme, I am fully prepared to do the panel by myself. That's why if you guys saw in the scoring segment, we are going to be posting everything on Instagram, and we're going to be getting all of our Instagram followers to come and cast their votes. So be sure to promote your artwork. And if there's anyone who would like to be on panel, and if there's anyone who could commit to being on panel that has a different schedule that they would like to follow, just let me know. I definitely could use the help, and it's just whatever. Dreams come true. It just takes time, and it takes patience and perseverance. So without further ado, let's get into our panel for sure this time. What's up, Goddess Gang? Today we are back with another video, and today we're here with our panel. We have our wonderful guest here, and we have multiple cameras because he's a little camera shy. And as always on every video, I tell you guys that the setup is a little different, so bear with us. I have me up in the corner, and I have us here together, so I'm looking at multiple cameras. We're going to get straight into our entries. This is actually not our first entry, so let me go ahead and roll the clip. All right, you guys, so we have ℎ𝑒𝑟𝑒𝑚.exotic, and she is a first timer here on our Goddess Gang No Art Challenge. I had invited her. I'm not sure if I invited her for the first one, but I know for sure during the second one I invited her, and luckily she joined us for the third challenge, so I feel very thankful for that. So I'm gonna let Mr. LSG, that's what we're calling him today, I'm gonna let him go ahead and do us the honors of judging the first entry. Give me 1 second. Okay, perfect. So yes, as you were mentioning, the criteria is creativity, execution, and overall impact. And luckily on the screen this time we do have everything there. So we have originality, concept, innovation, inspiration. That's basically what falls under creativity. And then we have cleanliness, consistency, color harmony, and skill. That falls under execution. And then under the wow factor is the under the overall impact is the wow factor and the aesthetic appeal. So you're gonna give a scale 1 through 10, and you're panelists too, by the way. Go.
Awesome. So this one done by ℎ𝑒𝑟𝑒𝑚.exotic. I am going to go with a 8 for the concept. I really like the flowers. It's very detailed flowers. The web is very contrasting with the flowers, I think. And it's a nice balance with the rhinestones in the middle. I think for the cleanliness, I'm gonna give it a 8. Everything is very sharp, clean. The colors are very contrasting between the pink background and the black background, and it really stands out the rose, the depth of the rose.
Well, that's a hibiscus, by the way.
Oh, a hibiscus,
yes.
Very nice.
Yes.
And so I really like the consistency and the cleanliness. And the wow factor, I'm gonna give it for the first one a 7.
Okay.
Only because it's the first one that we've started off with. I do like the rhinestones. It catches my eye, and it's like it attracts me to the nail, and then I can actually appreciate the designs with the hibiscus and the web. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So that's I submit those scores in.
Okay, perfect. So, well, you had a little bit of pressure on you because you had to go first. I think you did a good job.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. I was a little nervous, yes.
All right, you guys. So, for Color Me Exotic, first off, thank you so much for participating on this theme, Opposites Attract. This so far, I really like the color explosion theme, but if I could go back, I wouldn't have made it the first one because I really wanted to participate, but it was all new to me and I was overwhelmed. So this is technically my favorite theme so far that I have participated in, and I was very happy that she chose to participate in this one. I'm going to start with the overall impact. For me, when I first saw these, I was like, oh my gosh, those are so cute. Because The reason, see, it says like the aesthetic appeal or the wow factor. What really wowed me about these was that she chose to put a spider web with the hibiscus, and then she divided them with rhinestones, and then out of all colors she chose hot pink and gray. I don't know where her mind was when she came up with this, but I really was impressed by it because it was like a wow moment. Like, it was a what the heck moment, but it was a wow moment too, because like you mentioned, the hibiscus flowers are very detailed and they're very precise. They look very precise, and then the webs really draw you in, and it kind of makes you, they're very demanding of attention. So for the overall impact, I would have to give it an 8. For the execution, I would say I think I would probably have to go ahead and give it an 8 as well for the execution. I think this design, I almost feel like, even though it was really good, I feel like it was a little more on the safe side. I just feel a little restrained by it. So I'm only giving it an 8 because I feel like we may have been able to see even more from this artist. And this is kind of just riding the waters. So I would love to see that in the future. And for creativity, the originality, the concept, basically adhering to the theme, the innovation, the inspiration, I would have to give this a 9 because I have seen hibiscus nails, but never like this, and I thought that was very original. I don't think that I would be able to scroll up and down Instagram and see this again. Like, I just don't see it. So for that, I definitely have to give a 9. So congratulations to Color Me Exotic. Next on our roster, we have Masked. It's _masked nails _ and this is her entry, you guys. Now, her theme was fire and ice, so I'm gonna let you go ahead and tell us what you think.
Okay, so I like the concept of the fire and ice. I always enjoy the red and blue contrast between them. It's always a really nice I guess contrast, like I mentioned.
Mm-hmm.
So I like the shine on them. They're really nice on the sparkling.
Mm-hmm.
I like the colors that they used on there too. Really neat. For the concept and innovation with the creativity, I will give this a 7. Can we do 0.5?
Yes.
Okay, 7.8. Only
7.8?
Yes,
okay.
because I like the creativity of the fire and ice, of
Okay.
the contrasting and the concept.
Mm-hmm.
The execution, I'm going to give this as well a 7.8 because I am a big fan of the sparklies and colored nails, and the red is really nice and it pops really well.
Mm-hmm.
And for the wow factor, I'm gonna give this. I'm gonna give this more of a 6, only because it does stay within the design. I just would. I think it's considered like a French tip, right? So I would. Hoping to just see a little bit more like boom.
Okay, y'all. Is it my turn?
Yes.
First off,
I'm sorry as well. I don't know what I'm saying really. But.
No, y'all, I have to give y'all a spoiler alert. He hates short nails. Just tell them. That was so biased.
I don't hate short nails.
He only gave it such a short rating because it was short nails. If this would have been the same exact design on some XXL nails, it would have been 10s all the way across. I feel so bad, but hey, that's something to take into consideration. That's one beauty of having different people on panel, that's one thing that diversifies it. But also, in this case, we are lucky enough to have a gentleman on panel. And so, y'all, you never know who might be on panel. And everyone has their own preferences and their own biases. And that's the beauty of this challenge. It's for fun.
They're awesome sets, though. Nonetheless, I can see that there was time.
But no, let me go, because he's not a pro though. And you guys, the last 2 panelists that we have had, they have been actual girls that do nails. You don't do nails.
Yeah, no, I don't do nails at all.
This is fun. It's just, but I don't be. Even if they're short, babe, you still.
Of course, they're all nice nails. Everybody puts time into them. So respect.
Okay, perfect. All right, so for mass nails, for overall impact, so this is what happened with these. She did these nails, and when I saw them, I was like, oh my god, I love them so much, because I had literally just been thinking recently about doing a fire and ice, because it was like one of the things that's been on my to-do list for nails for a long time. Just never done it. And then I released the challenge, and it just so happened that she had recently done a opposites attract set, so she was super excited to submit these, and I was super excited. I felt very honored. So for the wow factor and the aesthetic appeal, I definitely am going to give her a 9, because now again, he doesn't do nails, so he doesn't empathize as much. But for example, for the cleanliness and the execution, I don't know exactly what method she used, but these smile lines are really clean. They're really nice. They seem more or less consistent. Also, the shaping of the nails, these are duckies, and they're very subtle duckies, but you can still identify that they're duckies nevertheless. The one thing I really appreciate is that she was able to make these blinged out duckies and keep the shape. And that is almost hard to do with gel polish, let alone bling. So I really love that and appreciated that. Also love the red that she chose to use, was really pretty. For the execution, I have to go ahead and, give out my first 10. He says he's only.
And I want to add to what you mentioned with the duckies. You can see the shaping with the stones that you mentioned right here with this and this here and that sharp edge where it's nice and shaped. Really nice. Okay, I with your explanation, I can see all the techniques and more details that are in the nail, and that's awesome to see.
Needless to say that the cuticles are very clean. Like, she has flawless cuticle. All right, and then the originality concept, the adherence to the theme and things like that, I love these. I will say that this design doesn't necessarily feel like something that I've never seen before. However, the fact that it's duckies, the fact that it's blinged out, the fact that it's Frenchies and all of that stuff, I'm going to go ahead and give a 9 for that one. So that's my vote. And next we have, and thank you so much for _masked_nails. I really enjoy. Oh, by the way, you guys, Masked Nails, Anna's Nails, and Nemi's Beauty have all participated in each and every single theme. So they deserve a big round of applause, and I'm super honored.
Definitely.
Alrighty, so let's see. Alright, so next we got Anna's Nails. She has 2 entries. So you can go ahead and...
Why don't you go first on this?
Oh, me go first on this one?
Yes.
Okay.
I did 2 already.
I thought we were taking turns. Okay.
I thought so too.
Taking turns going first. Okay. So for Anna's Nails, well, so this was a throwback set that she had. That's one beauty of this challenge, is that you can submit previous nail sets that you have created if they fall in line with the theme. For this one thing I love about this set is that it was hard to choose a favorite nail. I kind of get a little mad when I see freestyle nail sets that are so good that I literally don't know which nail, because like freestyle nail sets are just that. It's like, I'm gonna slay every single nail. And in this case, I really love the thumb. I love how good she does on these stars. I know that these things look easy, but they're not. I've tried to do them, and you have to have the perfect brush. You have to have the perfect light-handedness of the brush stroke and things like that, or else they won't come out looking perfect like that. Also, I have done this design with the checkered, you know, thing or whatever. It is not necessarily another, again, it might look easy, but to achieve that, it takes work. So I really appreciated the fact that she was able to achieve that. The cherries with the yin and yangs, I mean, I don't know which one makes me more like, oh my gosh, because this flame is a heart, like, and it has a white shadow. It's just, I don't know if she was inspired by someone when she did this, but whoever created this, or if she created herself, I'm really impressed. So for creativity, I'm definitely going to give this one a 10. It is a freestyle, and I feel like it definitely deserves some respect. Also, the fact that she was able to achieve all of this with literally 3 colors and a base, because she has the nude base and then silver, black, and white. I just can't. Cleanliness, consistency, color harmony, and skill. I don't want to give her another intense. I'm going to give her 9.5 for that one. The wow factor and the aesthetic appeal. Very aesthetically pleasing. Very much a wow factor for me. So I'm going to go ahead and give that one a 9. Alright, now it's your turn.
Okay, and you pointed out a lot of fun things, especially the cherries. I didn't see that there. I am also very fascinated with the color combination that was used with the opposites attract theme, where black and white is a very like straightforward concept where you can't go wrong with it. I agree with you with the checkered pattern. It does look like it's a challenge to get that detailed lining on each one. So I thought that was really neat, and I do like flames. Flames are so cool. So the heart with flames is really nice to see. So with I'm gonna start first with the execution. I wanted to give the execution a 8.9.
Okay.
I know that's kind of not too high, but it's the 10s are gonna be hard to get today. This is really high up there. I like the execution, the cleanliness of every line. So for example, on the stems of the cherries and the flames, the stars like you pointed out, and all those good things. The concept and innovation and creativity, I would do a 8.5 only because I don't know, it's just that's the number that came to mind. I do think that this is a creative set. I really like this set for the execution and the cleanliness of the nails. So for wow factor and aesthetic please, I'll give it an 8.9 as well.
8.9.
Yes.
Okay. Now we have another entry from Anna, and
oh, those are sweet.
yes, I'm gonna let you do the honors on this one.
Okay.
Let's see.
So I really like the colors. I'll begin there. The purple and black and the white.
Okay.
The design is very intricate and also reflects on her previous nail set with her detailed and there's, I guess, brushing. I do like the length. It's funny that you point that out. I don't mean to have a bias. I'm sorry. But I do like that you guys get more canvas and more, I guess, a place to where you can put more art down. So I do like this set in the colors. It just kind of keeps my eyes on there.
Okay.
It's the images, although not as intricate as the ones before, they're very captivating. So like once you like look at them, you're kind of stuck, kind of just staring at them. So this one is a fun one to grade with comparison to the last one and all of them. For the creativity, I would like to go with a 8.6.
Okay.
Because of this little purple line right here. I like that purple line where it splits as well with that finger. It's very cool detail. And execution, again, an 8.9. They're very clean lines all the way through. And overall, wow factor, I like the other ones more, so I can't give it too much higher than the other one, but it is a really nice set. So I'm going to do an 8.3.
8.3.
And that's hesitant. I wanted to give it higher, but I wanted to make sure that her other nail sets stood out.
I understand. Alrighty, so for this nail set, one thing that's a little, I don't know if it's like kind of an advantage or a disadvantage, but I direct message these people who make these nails. So like they're telling me like, hey, I'm working on this nail set and I'm gonna post it later, and then they post it like 14 hours later and I see it and I'm like, yeah, she was working the whole time on those. Like, there's no way around it. So for this, I'm going to start with execution. I just have to give her a 10 out of respect for her art because, listen, you guys, everyone's different, but I really have a passion for the art aspect of it. And to sit there and paint all 5, I'm assuming there was 5, maybe there was only 4, but all of these nails with all of those lines and all of those details, the black and the white and the purple and the white and the purple and the black, you can see that this was a struggle. I feel like she really gave her all to this and she persevered through this. He does glass, but I do nails, and so we can both, like, sometimes he does a project and then it just shatters.
Definitely. Hours and just disappears.
Yeah, so like, when you're working on this intricate nail art, one mistake could ruin everything, and the fact that she persevered through this, I just wanted to put emphasis on. For the creativity, this is a design concept that I have seen before. But I really like the fact that she decided to use this as an opportunity to test the waters, like this challenge as an opportunity to test the waters with that kind of design. For the creativity, I'm going to give her an 8. And then for the overall wow, I was much more impacted by the last nail set than this one. So as an artist, one thing is that I feel like, I don't know, I can't speak for all artists, but for me, if I try to do things that are like on trend, I don't really perform as well as if I do things that are like just made up inside of my head. And I feel like it's kind of the same with her. She really does well when she just follows her own thing, but sometimes when she works off of inspiration, it could be a little more challenging. So maybe that's why the overall wow wasn't as strong with this one as the last one. I'm going to give that one an 8 for that. And so next, and thank you so much, she has also participated in all 3 of our challenges so far, so she definitely deserves a round of applause. And next we have Nemi's Beauty, and she also has participated in all 3 of our challenges so far. I'm really excited for all the entries for the futuristic fantasy challenge. So if you guys have not already started, please start your submissions. Alright, so I'm going to go first for Nemi. I'm a little protective of my Nemi girl over here. So Nemi is a bit older and she does have a little agitation to her cuties or whatever. So that's why we do see some redness from time to time or a little inconsistency there. So we don't judge too harshly on the execution for Nemi. More so focusing on the creativity and also just the perseverance. So one thing that stood out to me about this nail set was the overall design. I liked how she played around with Like, one nail she has a Frenchie, one nail she has a V Frenchie, one nail she has a side Frenchie, and then the other nail she has a side Frenchie, but it's opposite of the other side Frenchie. And I thought that was a great way to make opposites attract. I don't know. This nude color as the base, I like it, but I almost feel like if we would have just had a black base, it would have almost been more captivating because of the teal. I feel like it would have drawn the teal out more and complemented that orangish color. And so I would have really loved to see that as far as opposites attract. For the originality, concept, and innovation and inspiration for this one, I'm going to give 𝑚𝑒 a 8.7. I'm going to go and do like him. I'm going to give it 8.7 for that one. For the cleanliness and consistency, the color harmony, and the skill, I'm going to give a 7. I would like to see a little more contrast, or just a little more of like, I feel like this almost feels a little safe. And so I would like to see a little bit more, just go outside the box. Don't be scared, you know? And so then for the wow factor, I'm going to give it an 8. Because honestly, upon first sight of the set, I was very impressed with the fact that there was those different variations between all of the nails. And also, I'm not a big fan of the teal, but overall, considering the colors that she did choose, I felt like they really complemented the teal and made me almost want to wear it, which is like totally not like me. So it's your turn.
Well, it's funny that you ended off with the teal because that's the first thing that I wanted to start off with. It's actually not one of my favorite colors, but the color itself is what really attracts me a lot to these nails. And it's very eye-catching. It gives it like a nice little like glitter to it, and it does give you that contrast of, what would you call this, like a peach?
Yeah,
color?
it's like a peach, I feel. Like, because if you had a peach crayon, it would be like that, right?
I think so, yes, around there. So it's
a peach crayon.
It's a very contrasting color, and I could see where the opposites do attract on that. So I think it's very revolving around the prompt. And I like the shaping. I thought it was cool that you mentioned that there was 2 that were flipped around. And I like the color combination between the more teal with the peach line. That one, again, because I really enjoy seeing that teal pop. Especially as well with the pointed one, the V one. The V one, yes. So overall, the creativity of this, I like it. It seems like it was a fun set to do. So I'm going to give this a 8.3.
Okay, for creativity?
Yes.
Okay. For
execution and color harmony, I'm going to give this a 8.
Okay.
Because of the teal. I'm a big fan of that teal. Overall impact, I do enjoy seeing this set. But I'm going to give this one a different score, maybe like a 7.8.
Okay.
Because it is impactful. It is aesthetically pleasing with the sharp lines and contrasting colors. So it does.
And 𝑚𝑒 always stays true to her XXLs. Like, these are not XXLs. I'll say they're XLs. But on the last one and the one before that, she had long nails. And that's one thing I love about her, because when you do nails, it's one thing to do like short nails, but doing long nails is something that it takes more product, it takes more time, it takes more effort, and she always stays true to wearing long nails. So I always love that about her and her designs. All right, so I think 𝑚𝑒 only had one. Okay, so yeah, she had one entry. Now next we have Dream Nails by Nikki, and she had more than one entry. I believe she has 2, and the first one is this one. So there's two little captures of it. I guess we'll go based off of this one, you think? Oh yes, and you can really see the cross on that one. Okay, you want me to go first or
go
you?
First, you go.
I want you to go first.
Okay, I'll go
You go
first.
first?
Yes.
Because you really liked these ones.
Yeah, these are fun. I like
Okay.
this. So I'm gonna start with what I like the most is the colors. I think the colors are very unique. That glittery green is very nice for a background. I don't know what you guys...
That confetti
In the glass
galaxy
community, it's called like opal, crushed opal. So
Okay.
I'm a big fan of this because it's reminding me a lot of the glass of the crushed opal. I like the designs and the patterns on them, especially with the fall season coming in. I'm wondering from somebody that I don't know, like the nail stuff, like how this was laid out with the artwork and stuff like that, because it is real cool artwork and very detailed.
Mm-hmm.
The part that I really like the most is the cross. I hadn't seen it. Almost looks like jewelry, like fine jewelry on a finger, like a charm or something that was placed on there. So I think that's really creative in how they used the stones to make that design in that manner. So for creativity, innovation, I'm gonna give this a 8.9.
Okay.
I have a little bias because of the crushed opal and the cross. I think that's really sweet. The execution and color harmony, cleanliness. I'm still curious on how this is made. And just by seeing this, I'm gonna give it an 8.5.
And when you say this, you guys, because they can't see when you...
Oh, I'm sorry. I mean,
he's referring to the smoky nails and the skulls.
The
so
skulls,
he wants
yes.
to know, for example, how was that produced? Okay.
so that would be a question to the artist to explain on that part. And the wow factor and aesthetic appeal, they are very wow. I guess they are eye-catching. I am gonna give this for that.
When he first saw these, he was pumped.
Yes, and I'm still pumped. I'm just now I have to grade them and all this stuff. So wow factor, I'm gonna give them a 9. I'm gonna give them a 9.
A 9?
Yes.
Okay. Alrighty.
I'm gonna give them a 9.
Alrighty. Now, I have to say, so we saw a set similar to this. Not too similar, but a very similar play by Sherry Lynn's Nails. And she had done like a black nail with a colorful smoke, and then it had a skull in the middle. For her, she used pigment powders and she had stickers. For this set, I would say that more likely than not, those are stickers for sure. As far as how she got the marble, the smoky look, she may have simply used something similar to this product, which is a watercolor nail gel. It basically just disperses the colors, similar
I
to
see what you're saying now.
how I did it on this nail.
I see.
Remember?
Well, now that you point that out, I can see the design much more on the third skull with the body and everything. Okay. That is so neat.
But
Cool technique.
yes, for creativity, obviously you guys know I'm dishing out a 10 for this one because I am obsessed. It's just everything. I mean, there's like a flash gel green there, that's lime green, and then there's the smoky nails, and then there's the crushed opal nails, as he put it. And also really appreciate the great photography here. The skull cross there, super wicked. Put it straight on the index finger. Gave it a full-blown clean canvas so that it could glisten on its own. That is very great execution. So for her execution, I'm definitely going to give her a 9. And for the overall impact, I'm going to give her a 10 because overall I was really pumped when I saw these nails. I was like, oh my gosh, that's so nice. Like, because I love it, so I'm not going to downplay my overall first impression. It was just, and then the fact that they're shiny, I really love that. So congratulations to her for creating this beautiful set, disguising those skulls so well to where they looked almost nearly hand-drawn, or like just kind of like you said, like how the heck was this produced? Like, how did you do this? So, all right, and she has 2 entries, so let's go to her next entry. You're really pumped about this next entry.
Oh, yeah, this one.
So, you want to go first? Or you want me to go first?
I'll let you go first so you can point out the techniques that I might not see. Because after you point them out, like, I see the whole nail sets in a whole different, like, viewpoint.
Okay.
They change a lot.
All right, so... for this one, for the creativity, y'all, I have to give it a 10 because, oh my gosh. So at first glance, I saw everything except I didn't even see the little skull on the pinky finger. And when I saw the skull on the pinky finger, that was the moment I knew I was just going to give it a 10, because I'm like, okay, look, you did this spider, you did the skull, you did the black and white contrasting, you got the Frenchies in there, you got the XXL tips. Everything is real fancy, but you just added a skull in bling form after you hand painted another skull. Like, you're really flexing. I just can't. For the execution, honestly, I had to give her a 9.5. I won't dish out another 10 here, but 9.5, probably about as high as this one will let me go without judging me too harshly. The reason I gave her a 9.5 on the execution is because this is very clean, contrasting work. Working with that black on top of that white and having to produce a clean finished product is not easy at all. And I also like the fact that she did finish with what appears to be a matte finish.
Yes, that's...
or maybe, if I'm not mistaken, she may have done a matte on the back and then a shiny for the details, like the art design. I'm not sure. But overall, it looks very nice and neat and clean. And then for the overall impact, I'm going to give her a 9 on this one. I was very impacted by this set. I didn't really know, like, that I was going to see this come out of this. Like, it was unpredictable. So I was pretty impressed.
Awesome. Yeah, no, I can see why you're impressed. I was very shocked to see this. I'm a big fan of the black and white color combination, as you could tell in the previous ones. I think it's a very secure way to choose the black and white, or the contrasting, or the opposites attract. And I'm a big fan with all the designs. The skull was really cool. How it's split within 2 different colors, so the skull itself is black and white on one side, with the background the opposite. What was really eye-catching to me here was the spider. I couldn't get over seeing the spider. I think that was the really coolest thing. And overall, it's a very clean nail set. It's aesthetically pleasing. So for the creativity, I'm going to give this a 9.3. For the designs and the spiders and all that good stuff. For the execution, I'm going to give it a 9.7. And for the wow factor, I'll give it the 10. I'll give it a first 10 right here. Yeah, because I thought it was the skull is very cool combined with the spiders. So.
It was really nice. She did I wasn't expecting this. This was very next level. Even looking at how she did the black on the outside with the 2 whites on the inside, with the 2 blacks on the inside, with the 2 whites on the inside. It's just so well thought out and so well planned and executed. So congratulations. She did an amazing job, you guys. Super, super happy about that one. All right, let's see. We got Nails by Tipsy next, and let's see. All right, these are the Nails by Tipsy. You guys, excuse me because the name on here is spelled incorrectly. I thought her name was Nails by Tipsy, but it's Nails by Tipsy. You get it? So this S is not supposed to be here. Anyways, moving on. So I'll go first on this one because I love her artistic style. So Nails by Tipsy was, if I'm not mistaken, I almost think she was in the top 3. I think she was a winner on our first challenge. I can't fully remember, that was a while ago, but she definitely had gotten a lot of 10s from me with her design. I feel like her creative style is very similar to like my inner creative style that I don't really like. I'm very protective of my creative style, so when I see her artwork, it just makes me feel like it's a safe space, because you really just don't see artwork like this every day. You have the index finger that's just a full lavender. I love she loves soft tones. These are all very soft, beautiful. Like, I'm not a teal fan, but this teal is not tealing. Like, it's doing more than tealing to me. And then she's got the lavender. You can see she has a soft blue in there. She has the greens. There's a little, I don't know if these are pink, purple little jewels or what have you. So very pastel, very warm, soft, gentle, inviting, which is typically the opposite of like how I portray my artwork. And so that's why I really love hers. I love how she had just every single nail is like its own experience. It doesn't feel like, somehow she made me feel like it doesn't feel like it goes together, but it all comes together. I don't know if that makes sense. Like, it feels like I'm off exploring here and I'm off exploring there, but then when I look at it all together, I'm still in one place. So I really like the fact that she was able to achieve that. Also, she used these hearts, and I used these hearts on one of my sets, so I thought that we were really like intertwined through our artwork. For her creativity, I'm giving her a 10. For her execution, this is very clean, beautiful work. I can tell that whatever she envisioned in her mind as she was producing this set, she had confidence. She felt like, yes, that's the look that I was, looking to achieve, or that's the end result that I was looking to achieve. So I'm going to give her a 9 for that. And then for the overall wow factor and aesthetic appeal, I definitely have to give her props aesthetically, because she gives kawaii, but like not kawaii, and I don't really know what you would call that. But whatever it is, it's an aesthetic appeal, and it's definitely impactful. So giving her a 9.5 there. And by the way, y'all, all of this is on a practice hand.
Wow, that's funny that you made that. That's great. It's like similar to, know which one you're saying.
Yes, that's a practice hand.
That's fun.
Okay, it's your turn for her.
Well, it's funny that you pointed out the teal. I like the color combinations that were used for the background. Mm-hmm. The teal for this middle finger. Mm-hmm. Did you mention that they can see this or no?
No, they can't.
Oh, so the middle finger with the designs, the middle teal finger. Mm-hmm. You can see that there's a lot of detail in that pattern, and how the dots are placed, and
those are rhinestones.
Oh, rhinestones, how they're placed, and very intricate, and it gives you a lot to look at. And the teal really helps to contrast the blues and the purples that she used. Mm-hmm. The design as well with the second, you called it purple? No, you said like
the lavender.
The lavender color is really nice as well. And I'm a sucker for anything shiny, so the glitter that she used on that for the lavender nails is really nice. The nails, the hearts stones that she used are as well. Since I've seen them on your nail sets, I have a soft spot for them too. I like this nail set. It's very creative. It's very unique, and it's very original. So for the creativity, I'd give this a 9.5. For the cleanliness, I do think that they're not tribal, but the teal that I just very
it's more like a floral, but not floral.
It's really eye catching, and something
Even
about it.
Looking at that, he's referring to the middle finger with the teal with all the rhinestones and the squiggly lines. Even this pink one over here on the other set. I mean, it's flawlessly executed, very beautiful. There's she has her spirit flows very much through her artwork. So you really like that. Okay, so we're doing execution.
For the execution, I did want to do like an 8.9. Something high up there. I think that was really nice. For the wow factor, 8.5. Because they are attracting, they are very creative, and they're very wow.
Very wow.
Very wow.
Alrighty. And next we got Low Looks. Low Looks in the cut. Low Looks in the cut. She was so happy about her entry, and I can't blame her. Alright, so we got a few looks at them. She's repping her set in the cut. You want me to go first, or you gonna go first?
Yes, I go first.
Alright, now this is Opposites Attract. So on previous themes, you guys have noticed that, for example, this may have counted as 2 sets in the previous themes, but on this theme, because it is Opposites Attract, we know that she's using both of these sets as complements to one another, so they're considered as one set. Alright, so that's the first look at them, and then we have this look here at the pink ones, and then we have this look here at the blue ones. So I was most impacted by the blue ones. I don't know what she did on the thumb. It's some kind of like marble, but I really liked that. I like the fact that somehow she was able to fit all 3 of these little hearts on here, and the ducky shape is ducking just like last time. I love how she has this habit of just kind of throwing a little paint on there randomly and then putting a couple things and being like, it is what it is. She did that on the last challenge, and it was a give. Could not be mad. And then we see that there's the cherry bling. I really like that. She's got the Hello Kitty in there. Everything is just so random, very aesthetically pleasing, aesthetically appeasing. Also, I was gonna say that I don't know who she gains her sources of inspiration from artistically, but I imagine myself in her position when she was creating these nails, and she finished and she filed and she, put on her base coat gel, and then she was like, okay, so where am I going to place this stuff? She probably just had it all there. She's like, okay, you can fit here, you can fit here, and kind of just threw everything on there except for this ring finger. The ring finger was just so well thought out, so strategically placed, and those roses, the time that she took the fact that she took the extra care for them, I really appreciated about this set. Overall, for her creativity, adherence to the concept essentially, and things like that, the inspiration, I'm going to give an 8. I was very inspired by these. They're not necessarily something that... So this is what I thought. I thought I've never really seen any gender reveal nails in duckies. So I really did give a little bit of extra points for that. But more or less, as far as gender reveal nails, these are kind of like a general design concept. So that's why I scored an 8 for that. For the cleanliness, consistency, color harmony, and skill, I really always love to give homage to anyone who knows how to create duckies that actually duck, because people be trying to say they do duckies and they don't be ducking. So I'm going to give her 8.5 for that. And for the overall wow factor or aesthetic appeal, the overall impact, I'm going to give her a 9 for that, because I was impacted by her creativity, her willingness to just throw the stuff on the nail and just somehow really create a slay set. Like, I would really like to wear these. I can't ask you if you would like to wear these, but if there was another girl on here, I think she would say she would like to wear those. So that's why I gave her a 9 for the wow factor.
Nice.
Like, if these were press-ons, I would buy them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You want to see another view of this one?
Well, I like them. I'm happy to see another view.
Okay.
The ducky style, it's finally grown on me. I really like it. I like the shape.
Mm-hmm.
It adds like an extra flair to the hand, and it allows you to like broaden up and kind of allow you to use like bigger gems with your nails, and it gives it that spread out fan look. So I really like the nail shape. I think it's very original. It's very bold. I really love the Hello Kitty colored sets that she has. So she has like the pink one, and then the contrast and the blue one. Yes.
I was wondering, where did you get a blue Hello Kitty?
Right, and it's so cool to like bust them out and have like them both on a pair of hands at the same time. So I thought that was super cool. I am a sucker for hearts. I love that love stuff. So seeing them both in the blue and the pink is very sweet. This nail set makes me feel warm and fuzzy. I really like it. It's so cute, and so much like, I just want to like look at them a little closer and just really admire them. They're very nice sets. For the creativity and originality, I'm gonna give this a 8.6. I really like the Hello Kitty theme, and having the two opposites and just going all out on that theme. Mm-hmm. The execution, color harmony, I really like the pink and blue. It's very opposite. It's a very, again, known with like black and white, pink and blue, you know, red and blue sometimes and stuff like that. So for the execution, again, 8.6, and overall impact, I'm gonna do an 8.7 now, because I'm still a fan of the Hello Kitty and the ducks. I think that those two are very fun.
I thought you was gonna give her a 9 because she made you feel warm and fuzzy.
Right. Well, I'm very.
No, I'm just.
Don't be like that.
No, I really, because you said warm and fuzzy.
Everybody's nose is really nice. It's hard to judge. Being on this panel, I thought it would be easy, but
it's hard, isn't it?
It's hard, yeah. You see a lot of people's work, and it's amazing work, and seeing the details too, and you're just like, how could I put a number on this and like put a winner? But
and like you can't really. It's not a comparison. Like you might have one person that their work doesn't really compare to the next one, but you gave them a different score than you gave the next person. It's just because it's like it's not a comparison. You can't compare. I get it. It's tough. Well, do you need a break? We need an intermission?
A little break, yes.
We'll be back in we'll be back in a minute, you guys. Alright, you guys. Next we have Chaotic Nails TM. This is her second time joining, and we're very happy to have her. She has a few entries, so we're going to start with this one first. One, I love this nail set. I love the fact that she has these jelly nails. Normally, I'm not super crazy about this type of marble because it's one of those marbles where you just kind of like do this to the colors. But she did it really good to me in this case. I love the fact that she has the glitter that's ombre up on these gray jellies, and then she put the clouds in there, and again she was able to achieve those stars very well. So I definitely, not only that, but the moon is looking crisp, so I really appreciated that. For creativity for this nail set, I will say I have seen designs like this before, but at the same time, this is very inspiring. I'm going to give her a 10.8. And then for the execution, I think that whatever she had in mind, she definitely executed on it very well. Everything looks very neat, consistent. All of the colors are very harmonious. I really liked this play because even though it was opposites attract and we have the black and we have the white, the core color of this set is gray. And I was like, how the heck did you do that? Like, you really played that move really smooth. So I'm going to give her 8.5 for that. The wow factor or the aesthetic appeal, I'm going to give her an 8 for that one. The aesthetic appeal is definitely there. I could see this being a nail set that I would enjoy wearing. It makes me feel like comfortable. So now it's your turn. What do you think for this one?
So I really liked the moon. That was one of the first things that really caught my eye. I was like, oh, that is so neat and so sharp. And the black really makes it stand out from most of the nail set. I did like after that, the star pattern.
Yes.
I thought it's a really cool technique that we saw on a previous nail that is also well executed here, and you can see that it's done throughout like several nails, so it's really cool that she has that technique down. The clouds, they look so fluffy, like they have some nice depth to it. Even with the size of nail that she's working with, she was able to fit the star and the nails and
a big old giant moon.
And a big old giant moon, yes, all within like a small nail. So I think the design itself is very intricate, and I can imagine that it takes a lot of time and detail to get those small details in that nail. So I guess I'll start with the skill and cleanliness and the execution. I'm going to do an 8.8. The clouds, stars, and moon was very, I guess, captivating. The originality, concept, innovation for creativity, I'm going to give this a 8.5.
Okay.
I do think it is very creative. I'd like the clouds and moons and stuff like that. So for the wow factor and aesthetic appeal, I'm gonna go again with the 8.5. The gray, it for some reason kind of tones it out, so it kind of blends it in. So it's nice to see the detail, but you have to be looking a little bit for the detail.
Yeah. It's because, like, even though the opposites are attracting with the black and the white, the gray is acting as a security blanket. They're not standing out on their own in a way that really attracts them, is what you're saying, right?
I believe so, yeah. Something in that area, yes. Anyways.
Okay. Alright. So we got that one done. Now she has a few entries. Let's see what else she wrote.
Oh, wow.
Alright, I'm gonna go first for this one because I kind of held out on the last score because I knew this was coming. First off, these are matte and these roses. Okay, she is very good at doing her roses. I'm a little envious of her with this roses because, like, these ones are good, but if she does, like, she has a set recently that she posted, and they're more like a watercolor vibe, and she just kind of really drew in the fine details, like in fine lines, and I just can't even describe it. And definitely love that. I like this right here, where we see that there's like half of the nose white, half the nose black, and there's rhinestones. I like the fact that she used the rhinestones and the pearls. These pearls make this set like 100%, like 110% over the top for me. We see an ombre here, which I really enjoyed. Matte black and white. Really can't go wrong with those at all. I just can't get over those ombre nails in the roses, especially the roses that are on the white nails.
Those are my favorite.
Yeah, those ones are really nice.
Those are my favorite.
So for creativity, I'm going to give it an 8.9 for creativity. So the reason for that is because I have seen sets like this, but I think the use of those pearls with the rhinestones was, and then the fact that there's ombres on some nails, so on and so forth, different freestyle design within this very structured set. I gave her 8.9. For the execution, I have to give her a 9. I think that whatever she envisioned, she brought to life very well. And for the overall impact, I definitely would give her, I'll say an 8.9, just under a 9 for that one. Because I was very impacted by these, but I feel like I've seen, like, what was most impacting about this set, I should say, or most impactful, was the pearls. It was like I saw the set, and I saw the roses even, and I was like, I really like that set. That's really nice, the black and the white. And you're a sucker for the black and the white, right?
I was about to, yeah, that's what I couldn't stop thinking about. And I was just thinking, like, well, the black and white pattern really is captivating, and I knew right off the bat when I saw this, and I'm like, oh man, this thing looks so sweet. But I think it's because of the color combination. Yes, the black and white combination is my favorite. It looks so clean and sharp, and it really helps the set out. Especially with the two matte nails. I like the commitment to that, and how the white nails have the black little tip on the front. That was very sharp and edgy.
Yeah, that little outlined white nail with the black.
Yes.
And then again, the bling and the pearls, just like all clusters. I like that.
Yes, it reminds me of like modern future tech, but minimalistic in a way. It's pretty neat. And the technique for the rose is really nice. So for the first one, for creativity, I'm gonna go with a 8.9. You had basically read my mind when you said it out loud. Like, I was thinking the same thing.
Okay.
Mostly for the creativity of just the color combinations, of how everything was laid out and spread out evenly. I think it was very bold to use the two matte fingers, but you can get away with that matte look. It's so sweet and clean. So I thought that was really nice. The execution as well, the technique of the rose pattern over the white.
And those little black dots to just give it a little, like, extra flair.
Yes, I see them now. Very nice.
Yeah.
So for that one, an 8.9 as well.
Okay.
For the wow factor, I'm gonna give it an 8.6.
Okay.
It is a very balanced set. I do think that the black and white, sometimes the same way that it has a pro, it has a like, it's hard to really get that wow factor. So it's the details of the rose were nice.
It's pretty mundane. It's a safe space.
Yeah, well, it's a challenging. Like I said, it's a hard way. It's hard to get that challenge of the boom with the black and white, with the pop.
Yeah.
But really nice set overall.
I agree. I really like the clusters. So beautiful. Alrighty, moving on. Let's see. Alright, so these are her last two sets.
Wow.
Now, I really, really, really love this little, I don't know if you want to call it a pipe or an almond or an oval. I don't think really so much, maybe an oval, I don't know. But, I love the fact that over near the cuticle, we're looking at the image to the left. Near the cuticle, the color is dark.
Like darker, yeah.
Yeah, and then it fades towards the tip of the nail. And then the fact that she simply used this black and white outline. I like the fact that this is a French tip design. However, the nail bed is super tiny, and I just love that vibe so much. I could imagine if these were on, like, I would buy them just to wear them to see how they look, because, like, they're so cute. And then we have the freestyle vibes with the straight line down the ring finger.
My favorite.
Yeah, I love this yellow, this super neon yellow. I mean, this honestly is one of those sets that I could easily give a 10 for creativity. Maybe I could say I've seen something similar to this in general, like something similar. I can't see that I've ever seen something identical or something that I can say right now, oh yeah, that looks just like that one set that I saw. That's never happened. Execution, I'm going to give her a 9.5. Just simply not to give her another 10, but for execution, I feel like she did amazing. This is just flawless work to me. And then for the overall wow, or the overall impact, for that one, I'm going to give it a 9.7. And so now it's your turn.
Awesome. So I really like the design too, and it's cool that you pointed out the color fading from the darker to the lighter. I do think that there is a very contrasting between the yellow and the white. They're very interesting color choices that I didn't expect to see, and it's very surprising. So for that reason, the creativity, I'm gonna give it a 8.9. I am a fan of the straight lines and the sharpness of the nails. So the one that you pointed up, you called freestyle. It reminds me so much of like a sports car, of like fast lines and stuff like that, like modern and sleek. So I did like that line, and I don't know how that line is made as well, but by the straightness of it, I'm gonna give it an 8.9 as well. And for the wow factor, so I think that this, for me, is an 8.5. It's a really nice set, but, well, just in general, I like the set. But yeah, that's all I got on that one. It's a fun set. I can see the full details, and I thank Chaotic Nails for having 3 entries.
Well, she has one more.
Oh, shoot.
There's this one. Alright, so for the one on the right, I am obsessed. Like, this is definitely one of my favorite entries that I've seen so far in the nail art challenge. I have a feeling that she really loves to do ombre. Like, she's obsessed with her ombre, and she is good at it. I will say on this on this middle finger, for the lemon side, which someone pointed out, I think it was tips by Tony, I'm not sure, but sweet and sour. So the sweet would be the cherry and the sour would be the lemon. That was the opposites attract theme for this set. I wish I could have seen that lemon like more, because that little tiny piece of it is making me like die wanting more. So I know you love your ombre, girl, but if you could show me a full-blown lemon next time, because like all the other nails already show flawless ombres, so I kind of feel like it wasn't a full commitment for that. But nevertheless, I love the shape that she used, the length that she used, the ombre, the color for the nude. And then I don't know if these are hand-drawn cherries or how she's executing the cherries and the lemons, the tiny lemons. Is all of this hand-drawn?
They're cute tiny lemons.
I don't even know. I would love to know, but whatever this is, I'm really impressed by the execution. I'm going to give her a 9.8, because if I give her a 10, he's going to judge. And then for creativity, I definitely want to give a 9 for that, because this was a very creative. I feel like maybe more or less I have seen designs like this that have been trending or on the Explore page, but with the theme and this set taken into consideration, thoroughly impressed. And then for the overall wow, I would say, like, if I compare this to like my Instagram feed, I'll probably give it a 8.7.
Okay, that's good.
Yes. Now it's your turn.
So I like the softness of the colors that were chosen, and I can really see how you mentioned that she has her techniques down. There's like a unison all across the sets, and not only is it across the sets, but across the colors. So in the lemon and the red or strawberry tones. It's all equal. There's no more or less than on the nail. So it's really nice to see. The combination is really fun. So for the creativity, I am going to give this a 8.3.
Okay.
And for execution, it's very clean and sharp, so I'm going to give it an 8.4.
Oh, sure.
And for the wow factor, they are very nice and clean, so I'm going to give them an 8.5.
You're hilarious. Okay. I'm not judging you. I'm just saying that that's funny. 8.3, 8.4, 8.5. All right. So, congratulations to Chaotic Nails. She is pretty good. Like,
Yeah,
I
she's
really
great.
enjoyed that. That was really nice.
That was sweet.
Next, we got tips by Tony, the legendary. No, serious though. Miss Tips by Tony is so excited. Okay. I really enjoyed hers. She was really nice. All right, you want to go first or me? You want to go first or me? You want to go first or me? You want to go first or me?
You go first.
Okay. So, disclaimer, spoiler alert, Tips, Tony, she actually painted the bear black and she painted the black onto this so that it would be uniform with her set.
Wow.
I would be interested to know what color that bear was before. Alright, so focusing on this thumbnail with the... So I remember when I had Tony on panel, or was it... no, it was Polly. And we had a nail set that had this type of design. It's more or less like a crocodile design kind of. And she's like, oh, that's kind of like a trending nail design. Well, when I saw this, I kind of was like, I might have to score down a little bit for the originality because it more or less could be like a trending kind of design. But when I saw the thumbnail, I may have taken that back just a little bit because this is at a wave. It's at a wave. And I've never actually, not that I can specifically remember right off the top of my head, never seen that, and I thought that was so nice. Also, this method that she executed it flawlessly. She has some hand-drawn nail art there, and then she has her charms. She has little flowers up here that she took the time to add. For creativity, let me see. Okay, here's the other view. For creativity, and her her opposites attract was pink and blue. Black and pink. So, creativity, cleanliness, execution. Creativity, I'm giving her an 8.9 for that one. And then, especially because for the execution, I'm giving her a higher score for the skill. Also for the quote-unquote color harmony. This, to me, out of all the nail sets that we have seen a lot of quote-unquote opposites attract. But honestly, this feels like the true definition of quote-unquote opposites attract for the simple fact that these colors really are just marrying into each other. They don't really feel separate per se. Cleanliness, consistency, color harmony, and the skill with making those charms into what she needed them to be for the overall end goal that she wanted. I'm gonna have to give her a 9 for that. And for the wow factor or the aesthetic appeal is definitely there. The wow factor, it was there for me, but it almost felt like there wasn't anything that felt like there was missing, but the colors that she chose in particular did not feel like anything necessarily out of the ordinary. I think it's mostly just that pink. I don't know, maybe I'm just biased, but I wish it was a little more of a hot pink instead of a baby pink. So, I don't know. I'm going to give her a 7.8 for the aesthetic appeal and the overall wow factor, or the overall impact.
Okay. And I really like the pictures. I wanted to start off with that. I think the
she
pictures...
did really good at making sure she got some good photos.
It's really nice. This design that you pointed out with the wave is so sweet. And
it is.
This, how she got the lines underneath, yes. I thought that was really the most coolest part of the full nail.
Because that is a super tricky nail art technique.
Okay, I see. So
that, I guess I should have taken that a little into consideration for the skill. That is a skill. Like, it's not something that's like you have to learn it, you know?
Yeah, it looks very fine and detailed. And you can see that all across that nail. And I think it's used a few more times on the other ones. And I like the determination. That's one thing I always enjoy is determination. And how she didn't have a teddy bear that was the color she needed. So, hey, you got to paint it.
That's called innovation right there.
Innovation and determination to get what she wanted and to create the vision that she had in mind. So I think that's really cool. I enjoy as well seeing the crosses. It's very fun to see the crosses. It's interesting how they were called upon the nails on this event because there's 2 crosses on nails on this, which I thought was pretty sweet. The stars really contrast very nicely with the color behind it and pairs well with the hearts as well. Overall, I think it's a fun set. It's I like this nail right here for this part right here, the tip of the pinkies. There's something about it that's like, oh, that's so sweet.
She just slayed the heck out of that design.
Yes, so I think for the concept, innovation, and originality, for the creativity, I'm going to give this an 8.8. Okay. Actually an 8.9 because that's originally what I had thought when you said it again, which I was like, oh. I think for the execution, something about the determination, I really like that. So I'm going to do a 8.8.
Okay.
And for the wow factor, I'm going to do a 8.9.
Okay.
I really like the charms. Something about the charms, there was simple, but they really stood out a lot. So like the stars, they really stand out a lot behind the background, with that background. And the finger next to that one blends in well with the pink. So it makes, it all flows nicely.
That is, it's the aesthetic appeal.
Yes. It tingles my brain. That's sweet.
I really wish that she would have done 2. So that I could have saw where her brain was at, like on another nail set. This, I would have never, when I saw this nail set, I was like, who would have guessed? This is like, it's definitely, even though the technique that she did with the croc print per se, and maybe like some of the charms that she used in particular, like you see the teddy bear charms a lot. You see, we saw these are stars, the little pearl stars, but we saw pearl hearts on a previous set. You know, these little flowers we see often and things like that. But the way that she used everything, even that big old shiny heart right there, it was rather unique. It wasn't what you would normally see over and over again, even though you see those, you know, decorations very often. So I liked how she put her own creative twist, and she like you kind of said, she just grabbed. She's like, if it's not there, I'm just gonna take it. You know, like I'm not gonna wait for someone to hand it to me. All right, so now we're on to the last entrant, which is me. You guys, we are exhausted. Like, we nearly fallen asleep.
I'm not falling asleep.
I'm exhausted. All right, so here's my set 1 and set 2. You're gonna judge them and give me a score, and then Instagram, YouTube, you know, YouTube, you guys gotta go over to Instagram and vote on these for me. So at Scorpion Goddess knows. All right, so go ahead, eat me alive. He's been waiting all night to eat me alive. He's like,
is this one entry?
No, this is 2. There's 2 different nail sets. He said that when we got to me, he was gonna go by fast. What do you see? Is this 1 and 2?
Okay, no. Well,
it's 2 sets.
Oh, it's 2 sets. I see.
I have 4 entries.
On this one?
Yes.
Okay, so, well, I think the first one on the left is pretty neat. I like how it goes from the blue color teal to like the yellow.
Goldfinger. By Madam.
And I like how the pattern fuses into the next pattern. I thought that's pretty neat. And it all blends in fluently. So I can see that you had something going on there. It's pretty cool. So for the creativity, I do think it's a very creative style. The opposites, I can see the opposites there, so I'm gonna give you a 9. For the cleanliness and color harmony, I do like how there's like a little bit of like yellow missing on like this spot where right here, and how it's starting to flow up and into the other one. So on that, I'm gonna give you a 8.7. I just because I have to also keep it fair to everybody, and if not, I'd give you 10s all across. For the wow factor and aesthetic appeal, I'm gonna give you a 9, only because the color palette that you're using, it's all within one. So like the yellow background matches the yellow.
Well, not only that, but there's jelly
brush.
Yellow and jelly teal, and then solid teal and solid yellow.
Yes. So I did notice that, and I thought that was pretty cool. So I believe I gave you a 9.
For that?
Yes.
Okay. And for the next set?
So I guess you did crushed opal, right? Is that would that be considered crushed opal nails?
Well, this is Touches of Gold by Madam Glam.
Oh, okay, Touch of Gold. So
Touches of Gold. And then the gray in the middle is Set in Stone.
Okay. So I like the yin yang. It's very evenly split. It's very detailed. And I like the lines on the top and bottom. Very nice.
A little added touch.
Yes, it almost looks like water waves, like kind of spreading out. And I like the sparkle. The sparkle on both nails on the left and right are very not out there, but it's like once the light catches.
Everything.
Yes. So I like the simplicity of the design and the simple black and white. The concept of yin and yang and opposites attract, basically the yin and yang. And so for the creativity, I'll give you a 9.
Okay.
And for the execution, so I do want to point out the beautiful artwork that you did in the middle, which gives you a good rating.
Okay.
But the other ones, I don't know what it takes to get the other designs.
Well, what was so beautiful about this nail set was that anyone could create it.
That is true.
Because I wanted to create this nail set particularly. Yes, it was the opposites attract and everything like that. But the ease, no, I just had to paint 1 layer of polish on all the nails. Yes. And then I top coated the 4 exteriors with the touches of gold. And then the set in stone already had all those specs, the one in the middle. So then all I had to do was add the yin and yang, the lines, and the dots. Anyone could do this. So
definitely.
The point of that was to be like, if there's anyone in the challenge being like, I can't do that, you can. So if you do score me down for that, I can understand. But I did try to create, because you will see on some of my other sets that they're not this simple. They're more intricate. Of course
not. No, I mean, look to the one to your left. Yeah, no, and I didn't mean that you would be a lot of points down. Like the 8.7 is still a solid number.
Okay.
So for
the overall,
wow, I'll give it an 8.8. They're very clean. Something that would catch my eye. Give it a quick double
I
tap.
feel like if you go into the nail salon and be like, I want some badass like yin and yang nails, and they give you this in 15 minutes, you'll be so happy.
I'm like, yeah, I can.
Like, sheesh, what
I can do that.
Good karma on deck, sheesh.
Sheesh.
All right, this is my next entry.
Oh, I go right. Sorry. So, I like this entry. This is so fun. It reminds me of the same of the pink and blue. I like the roses that you did as well. I like that there was a clear rose in the back on those. You also have colored teddy bears. Are those also pink or are they clear?
There's pink and blue.
Okay, awesome. So you have different colored teddy bears, which is neat. And that.
And I did a blue to pink ombre, some jelly nails in there. You got some matte roses in the middle.
At.
And that's a jelly behind it.
That is sweet. The teddy bear. Excuse me. The teddy bear on.
You can make me edit.
Okay. The teddy bear on that nail really stands out.
Yes, that's what I want to put that one on there. And it's in the middle finger too, so
Oh, wow.
I thought that was wicked.
Okay. So for creativity, I'm going to have to give you an 8.3. I'm sorry.
Just teasing.
I'm sorry, 8.3. Execution. I like the roses. I like the colors. I'm gonna have to give you an 8.5.
Okay.
And for wow factor, I mean it's a hard decision because of the other sets that you brought up as well. So I'm gonna have to give you a 8.1.
Okay. Wonderful. Now, one more set, lovey.
That's exciting.
Yes! You guys, we're about to be wrapping up. As always, you guys, I always hope and wish and aim to simply close these out and be like, this is the winner and that's the winner and stuff like that. But we're going to have a part 2, y'all. And I'm going to tell you guys all the end results and everything like that. So be tuned in for that. But for now, we're going to have him go ahead and judge. And also be sure to go over to Instagram, check out my stories, stay posted for when I post these so that you guys can cast your votes. Alright, so this is my final entry. And this one is inspired by our love. So you can cast your votes and give us your opinions.
Well, I really like these. I like the fire and ice. Would that be considered fire and ice or not really?
Well, these are Pisces fish, so it's fire and water.
Oh, fire and water. That's about fire and water sounds cool too.
Well, these are waves. Listen, you.
Anyways, the color are opposites and red and blue. Got it.
Scorpio and Pisces.
Scorpios and Pisces. Yes, I like them. I really like your artwork on the Scorpio. I think that tail is very sweet. The flames on the red nail are so wicked. I like the sparkle and the gold, I guess, like accentuation. Very nice. And the blues are very peaceful. I like the fish that you have swimming there back and forth. The heart, it's representing our love, and it's a really nice set overall. I can see that you had us in mind and that it was themed around us, of opposites attract, and it's a really nice set. So for creativity and originality, I'll give you an 8.9, and for execution, I really like your artwork, so I'll give that an 8.7.
Okay.
And for wow, I'll give you a 9 because it is very eye-catching to where it's you want to take a moment to look at it. And I love you, so.
Oh. But opposites do not attract.
Yeah.
We did the whole video just for me to say.
Glad you got that.
Well, without further ado, thank you guys so much for tuning in to yet another panel, and thank you for joining us.
Yes, you're welcome. That was fun. It's a great experience. It took me a little while to get used to it, but it's awesome to see everybody's artwork, and I thank everybody for putting in their submissions, for taking in their time to submit their nails and to take pictures and all that good stuff, and to allow us and me to judge them and critique them. And yeah, just great job to everybody. Great job.
You supposed to clap for real.
I did clap.
For real?
For real, that was a real clap.
Okay. But it's nighttime, y'all. It's past 1 o'clock in the morning. So I will talk to you guys on the next one, and we hug y'all.